Welcome to the Module 4 of Front Crawl Freestyle Beginners course, where our main goal is being able to swim freestyle. Okay, so note, we're not using a kickboard in this module, in these drills that we're going to do. Okay, so the first thing we need to learn is how to build a proper streamline. We need to put our hand on top of the other hand, and obviously our arms need to be straight, and it has to be pretty tight that our head wouldn't be able to go through our arms. If your head is able to go through your arms, that means your streamline isn't very tight. Okay, let's see it from the side. Once again, it has to be very tight. We need a streamline in order to create a perfect condition for us to glide. And this is how it looks like from the back. And you need to keep it with your thumb. Remember that. Once again, relax. Build a streamline. And I stepped on my toes to show you that it has to be very, very, very tight. Okay? All right, really good. Now, we need to learn how to push off the wall and glide. Before we push off the wall, we need to learn how to get into this body position. So we don't have a kickboard in front of us, obviously. You need to hold the wall behind you, and then try to keep your hips up here. Put both of your feet on the wall. And here's the same thing as we were doing before. We need to take a breath, head down, build a streamline, and push up the wall. Very simple. Ideally, it would be better if we can push off underwater. With this technique, we wouldn't be able to push off underwater because we build a streamline carrying our arms over the water. Okay? But it's okay if you can start with that. All right? If you feel comfortable, then you can build another streamline. I mean, you can build a streamline in a different way, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. What is the main mistake? Putting your feet very close to the wall is incorrect. You will push off towards the surface of the pool. And instead of pushing off straight ahead, you're going to push off on the surface, which is not very effective. And technique in swimming is crucially important. Okay. All right. Next one. If you would like to push off the wall underwater, as you can see, look, here I build a streamline a little bit differently. Before, I was building a streamline carrying my arms over the water, but here I'm actually taking a breath and I'm using a little bit of momentum. As you can see, when I take a breath, I go a little bit up, and then with my arms, I'm doing which is called the reverse stroke, which helps me to go underwater. You cannot do it very slowly because you have the air in your lungs, and even if you're going to go underwater, you're going to get back to the surface. Because as we covered in the module 1, the air gets us to the surface. So once again, take a breath, arms are underwater, we're doing the reverse kind of a stroke, and push off the wall. Okay? And if you're not feeling comfortable with this kind of push, you can do the most basic one. This is something that you can skip. This is not a must. Okay? Now, let's see the next one. If you're able to stay on the surface like this, if you're able to float, you can build a streamline like this. You don't have to necessarily hold the wall with your hands. You build a streamline and push off. But here you push off on the surface, okay? Let's see the next one. This one is obviously the best. This is something that professional swimmers do. They stay on the surface, they float, they take a breath, they go in the water and push off the wall. And here's the same thing that we did before. Even if you think that you stopped, keep gliding. and you will be able to get pretty far. And as you can see, my head is down. So once again, my ears are behind my arms. And once again, the same thing that I did with the kickboard, I was able to get to the other end even faster. All right, really good. The next drill, we need to do the same thing that we did before with the kickboard, but we're doing the same thing, but without a kickboard. Very simple. So once again, we're applying the skill that we've learned. We're pushing up the wall. We're taking a breath. Head underwater. Build a streamline. Push up the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stroke. Take a breath. Head down. Take a breath. Head down. What are the most common mistakes here? The first, I would say 99% of the time, the mistakes that beginners do is the mistake that beginners do is whenever they breathe to the side, they're used to hold the kickboard. So whenever they breathe to the side, their left arm goes down because there is nothing to hold. And then eventually, when they put their right hand close to the left one, I mean, there is no left one because the left one went down. So very simple. Try to hold your hand in front of. Imagine that you're holding a kickboard. Okay, the same thing. Imagine that you're holding a kickboard. So once again, 6 kicks, left, 6 kicks, right. And same thing. Remember, as soon as you start doing your stroke, start exhaling and turning your head to the side in order to take a breath. All right. So that's that. Once you're able to master that drill, you need to learn how to do a catch-up drill, okay? So whenever you touch your hand, you make a switch. And you can breathe to every third stroke, or every second, or every fourth. That's not that important. Take a breath. Take a breath, head down, push up the wall. 6 kicks. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. 1, 2. Remember, you need to touch your hand in order to make a switch. Right here. 1, 2. All right. So that's a catch-up drill. And ideally, you need to do. I don't want you to rush through every drill. You need to do at least a couple of laps. And as soon as you're feeling comfortable, that's when you need to do another drill. Okay. All right. So next one. This drill can seem a little bit complex, but once again, it's pretty simple. You need to remember 3 things. It's 6 kicks, switch, and then we take a breath. So this is the drill. We're doing 6 kicks, we're doing a switch, and we're taking a breath. Very simple. What you need to keep in mind? Push off the wall, keeping one hand in front of you. Push off, 6 kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing a switch, and then we're taking a breath. Remember to breathe to the side and remember to rotate your shoulders, otherwise you wouldn't be able to take a breath. Head down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch, take a breath. I'm gonna do it one more time. Push up the wall, one hand is down, one arm is down, 6 kicks, switch, take a breath. 6 kicks, switch, obviously exhale and take a breath. Exhale, take a breath. All right. Here you might, once again, you might get confused, but remember to do 6 kicks, switch, and then you take in a breath. Another thing, you don't have to necessarily make a pause after you make a switch. You can literally do a transition to your breath. So let's take a look at it again. Push up the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you're making a switch, you can do a transition to, I don't have a lot of space here, so please excuse me. You're making a switch and then you are rotating your head to take a breath right away. Okay, so you don't need to wait in here and then take a breath. So we're doing the switch, but make sure to make a switch first. Try not to breathe before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Switch, take a breath. I still had a small pause in here, but try to avoid doing that. In the beginning, it actually works, but then in the end, try to avoid, try to do a smooth transition. All right, so the next one, sometimes I think that this drill is actually harder than the freestyle swim, but if you're able to master that, it's going to be super easy for you to do freestyle swimming. We need to do 6 kicks, same thing, but instead of doing one switch, we're doing 3 switches, which is 3 strokes, and then we take a breath. Here I was rushing a little bit because once again the pool is pretty short for me. That's why sometimes I was not doing 6 kicks and I was doing fast strokes. But you will get the point. Take a breath, head down, push up the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One stroke, first stroke, second stroke, third stroke, take a breath. Head down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. And here I actually did a pretty good transition when I was taking a breath. So once again, 1, 2, and when I put my hand into the water, my head started rotating to the side along with my shoulder. Let's take a look at it again. Take a breath, head down, push up the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath, head down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Since you're going to be most likely you're going to be swimming in a pretty long pool, make sure to take your time. 6 kicks is the minimum. Try not to rush. Rushing is not going to help you. Okay, here is one more lap. I want to show you just for demonstration purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. Okay? Really good. And if you're able to master that, then you should be able to do freestyle swimming. So this is how it looks like. Make sure to take a breath, build a streamline, push up the wall. And we're doing a windmill. We're breathing every third stroke. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Here is one more. Here I actually did 2 laps. Take a breath, head down, push up the wall. Breathe on the first stroke. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Here is the flip turn. And as a bonus, you can push off the wall underwater and you can do dolphin kicks and then switch to a freestyle kick. Take a breath, head down, and then we're doing dolphin kicks, switch to freestyle, and that's pretty much the underwater breakout. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you were able to go through all of these drills, you should be able to learn freestyle. And as I said previously, in case you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at hello@coachslava.com. And I'm really hoping that this course helped you to learn and master, or to help or master freestyle even more if you already knew how to swim freestyle. And yeah, thank you so much for taking your time and taking my course.